everybody, and welcome to Canadian Disc Golf Productions coverage of the Roulette Rounds. The Roulette Rounds is our winter series that we are doing. It is a spotlight on some of the courses in Southern Ontario and some of the players that has helped out Canadian Disc Golf Productions in our startup phase of everything that we have been doing so far. So today, my co-host is
Colleen McInnes,
and we are here at Milton's Disc Golf Course at Sherwood Disc Golf Park. This course is located on the escarpment in Milton, Ontario. It's one of the smaller courses. To my research, it's the smallest course in Ontario for players to play. It's a great beginner's course and a great course for us to start off our roulette coverage.
I believe this is also the smallest area of a course, so it's in a very condensed area, which is really nice because you can practice long shots to different baskets, but all the holes are very short.
And today, our first player is Colleen, always is giving us one of the creative intros to our coverage. Then we have McInnes Radich, who is
Rad Disc Dies.
That
She's got
is
some
correct.
awesome stuff out there. Check out her dies.
I have one of her discs in my bag. Do you have any of her discs in your bag?
No, not yet. She's donated a lot to our women's events, though.
There we have Evan O'Brien and Kat Johnson from Toronto. Here is hole 1, 203 feet. Great beginner hole for the course. Wide open. All of the pathways on the course are OB, so as you can see the pathway to the left. There is no flower beds on this course or tree rings that we have to worry about, so just a nice open hole with a nice hill backstop.
No, so for this we actually flipped for order, and you'll notice we're going to keep the same order throughout the whole round. Whoever's going first, which is me in this hole, I'll go last on the next hole, and Allison will end up going first, so we'll just rotate through. So for this, just kind of an easy highs are up there. It's my first time playing this course, so I overcooked it a little.
Gave it too much, sent her out of bounds.
Definitely gonna learn from that.
Here's Allison.
I think doing another, just a straight hyzer up there. Yep, send it out to the right side and just have it come in nicely.
Took it nice and wide, put it up right under the basket.
It's gonna be an easy tap in there. I'm already shaking my boots. Out of bounds, she's got a tap in. And a Evan coming up a little short, but still in bounds. Nice, that path curves there. All the paths on this course are OB, and the tree wells, which is just the dirt that's around the base of the trees.
So here we have Kat throwing out a nice one, keeping her pretty straight, landing close to the basket, fades out a little bit. So coming into the round, who did you fear was going to be your biggest competition?
Really, Evan. She is known for throwing discs in from, 100, 200 feet shots, and she's really good and precise, so she was definitely one that I was worried about.
Hitting the top band there on your putt.
Yeah, and that was for a bogey there, so kind of already out of the race, just wondering if anyone's out of it with me.
Kat just missing her putt, just wide.
So for this, scores are relative to just how you do on the hole. If you lose to anyone on the hole, you will lose a disc. If everyone beats one person, that was a close one there, catching herself.
Yep.
Must be all that Ready Disc Golf Kat's been doing. Check them out for any disc golf fitness that you're looking into.
And as you were saying earlier, if somebody by chance takes a bogey and everyone else takes a par, they will be losing 3 discs out of their bag.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
Van happy there that she's taking her par. And here you are cleaning up your bogey.
It's alright. So I'm actually kind of lucky there that Allison got the birdie, or else I would be losing one to each of those people.
You're not capturing Colleen's face like, what is
She is going through your bag, trying to figure out all the discs that you brought with you. Trying to figure out what would probably fit best in her bag.
They had a little insight on this. I was talking about bringing 6 envies, and so luckily Allison chose my truth, but it does have the most aces on it, so that was a good choice.
And here we are in hole 2, 189 feet, or for us Canadians, 57 meters. We've got 5 tree wells behind the basket that all play as OB, and the bush further behind the basket that all plays OB. You are looking back at the tee. With the rotation of order, Allison is up first on the second hole. The wind grabs that one a little bit, pushes her wide. She stays safe on the grass.
Yeah.
I believe this is Evan's origin. You're going to see her throw this a lot. She really puts a nice turn, and it reliably comes back for her. So she's up there for a putt, a little bit closer than Allison.
Kat here on the Prodigy Street team. Looks like she's probably throwing her...
Blue, so I think these are MD4. I think that's her go-to putter as well, so... Definitely one that we're looking at to steal from her bag. And I'm up here with my Envy.
This time you're going with the standstill.
Yes, I think I learned from the first hole, maybe not so many run-ups.
Oh, we got a good lucky roll staying out of the OB, giving yourself a nice easy 7-footer.
Allison with a long putt here. She's looking at us all a lot closer, so she's hoping to make this one. Just
skips it right off the top.
It's a good line.
Here's the van having to go over and around the trees.
Ooh, and you can just see those trees just blowing so hard in the wind in the background there. It was a very windy day.
But that is the added challenge to the winter coverage roulette rounds. This round was filmed in early November, so we didn't have much snow yet, but the colder temperatures have rolled in. So when we filmed this, it was only about 7 degrees, overcast, and enough wind. So you have to take into consideration, as you can see Kat's hair blowing around.
Technically, yeah.
She's trying to figure out how does she want to do her putt.
And she's inbounds, but that tree's still messing with her.
It is.
But she cashes, so that's 2 birdies on the hole. Evan's just tapping in for her 3, and Allison will tap in for her 3 there.
Gotta make sure the coffee don't spill. There's that tap in 3.
Alright, so in a situation like this where we have 2 pars and 2 birdies, we each get to take a disc, 1 from each player. So everyone only gets 1 taken from them. So me and Kat get to take turns deciding who we want to take from.
Got Gyrapalooza. That's pretty, I like the color. Origin. I'm trying to gauge what. But do you know what the purple disc is? The purple disc is a crave? No. It's an uplift. Okay, well you seem really attached to this purple disc. Really, yeah.
Look how warm it is.
It is, yeah. So I'm gonna take that one from you. I'm sorry.
Oh, look at that.
It looks like she took her uplink.
I won't throw it.
I think that's okay for Evan. I kept saying, take the origin.
We've got hole 3, 173 feet. This one is one of the tricky holes in the course because of where they planted the pine trees. So you either got to go with a wide hyzer or a slight turnover backhand. Now you'll see Evan here. She's going to be lining up that turnover backhand that she's known for. That origin. The wind grabs a little bit, wouldn't let it come back, and just keeps it nice and wide. Here we got Kat. As you can clearly see between the trees and her hair, the wind is definitely blowing. So she's going to go with the inside line, try and turn it over a little bit. Keeps it nice and low so the wind doesn't see the bottom of the disc. Leaves herself with a 15-footer.
Not bad. She'll still putt there. I'm just throwing my wizard here, hoping it'll come back.
Checks up perfectly for you. Leaves you another nice 5-footer.
Yeah.
Looks like Allison's throwing her envy again. You can see the wind is grabbing it a little bit, but it floats up. checks up a little bit short.
No, we all threw that inside line, but I hear the local route is to take the hyzer there, so.
What I will typically do is I'll take my Cayman and just throw a high, wide hyzer, let the Cayman do all the work, and just fade in towards the basket. Try and land on the hill. Don't have to worry about the OB. Here's Kat with her putt. Lines it up. Oh, chains out.
Just out. Ooh, and just a little right there for Allison.
Ollie, the only birdie on the card. Luckily, nobody went OB, so everyone's going to be taking pars. So you're going to have the ability to choose to take a disc from anybody's bag at the end of the hole.
So everyone's up for grabs, but I only get one disc.
Just tap them out. No
And
big
at this
deal
point,
about order.
I've lost one, so it's either take mine back or pick a new disc from someone else, try to sabotage them.
I don't know.
I'm gonna, sorry Allison, I'm gonna choose with you.
Yeah.
It's because I think
Your brain like
Decide to go through,
yeah.
also
It's like
have
take your disc back, or take something.
I don't know.
This is her envy. Oh no, I was looking for her envy.
And
is this the envy?
and
Yes, yes. Now I have a second.
So I
More
quickly
cookies?
realized I had
Oh,
four
I think I
mid-ranges and I needed more putters, so I was taking people's that I knew how to throw.
Here we are in hole 4, 193 feet, 58 meters, par 3. All the flower beds on the left side are going to be OB. The pathway and beyond on the right are also OB.
This is a pretty precision shot, and you want a nice soft landing coming in.
And as you can see, you can barely see where the basket is with all the bushes. In the summertime when everything's grown in, you can't see the basket at all, so you have to play it pretty blind. And here's Kat throwing something pretty straight, not coming back, and just stays out of bounds almost the entire way for her.
Yeah, the wind was just pushing that.
And here are ripping on one of your discs.
This is a slammer, so a little bit more stability I think helped it come over.
Very straight.
Checked up nicely for you. Allison trying to get on that one. Throws it a little bit wide. Never comes back for her.
I think that was her reactor. I think that was the hyzer she wanted, just the way, way too wide.
With some of these tee pads here in Milton, they're not aimed directly at the basket, so it can kind of get into your head, and your release point will be a little bit off. And that's what it looked like to happen to Allison there. So now
Yeah.
we're going to have Allison probably about 10 feet off the tee pad, going for it again. And this time, she throws it just over the out of bounds, keeps it in, and leaves herself with a little bit of a long putt.
Yeah, she can have a little death putt there as well.
Kat in the same situation, but a little bit further up the fairway.
crazy.
And now she's going to go for the forehand. She puts it up there, gives it a nice
The
bid.
first
and goes
forehand
out of
in a
bounds.
roulette
Lands
round.
in the flower bed OB.
That one looks like it was going right in.
Van with the long run.
And that's what I'm
She-
saying, she is precise.
Here you are with taking your birdie. Now you can see Kat in the OB, Van right under the basket. Here's Allison. Just misses that putt, but stays safe.
And Kat, probably the only one using a mini the whole time. So she just pulled out of the OB and tapped in there. And then Allison will finish up here.
And there we go. So now we're going to have 2 disc exchanges if Van, well, she does make that tap and putt. So here we have Kat and
I'm gonna
Colleen.
take.
Colleen's looking for something.
Do you know what any?
No, I don't. This looks like a nice.
Now, Kat being sponsored by Prodigy, her entire bag
Ooh,
is
this
Prodigy.
is overstable. Yeah, I'm
So
gonna take a
looks like
distortion.
you pulled out of her
Yeah.
bag
All right.
Great.
a distortion. Or the DA4. I'm not sure which purple one that was.
I think it's like my
summer.
What is in your bag?
It's like
Allison?
03.
Now we've got a van going through
We should throw
Allison's
it.
bag.
Yeah. Is it what went straight there?
Is it? I think. Are we going that way now? Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Crazy hill.
Is the basket over the hill? Or that
I
one?
think it's that one.
It's that one.
Oh my.
Ooh. Sit on the hill.
So she's taking her cart.
Yeah. How do you get to this not immediately?
And I think the idea here is we're
All right,
trying to
back
watch
to our
what
original
people are
order.
putting with or what they're relying on and steal those ones.
Now hole 5, 216 feet. This is another hole where the tee pad isn't aligned with the basket. So if you're not paying attention, it'll trick you and you'll end up high zeroing out early into the flower beds over on the far side of the hill.
Yeah, and there's a lot of danger here. A lot of tree wells to land in. There's a path there on the left side. There's a fence. I mean, I know it looks far, but there's a fence on the left. And then the road behind, so if you don't land well, just rolling too far.
And here you are throwing it nice and high. Landing, rolling around our cameraman Sean there.
Wherever there's a spotter, we will throw there.
Here's Allison. The nice release. Just cresting the top of that hill. That was the danger we were talking about.
Evan crushing her origin down.
Playing that flex nicely with the hill.
Ooh, and what a nice roll. Always love when it rolls farther for you. I believe this is Kat's MD4 or M4.
And
Definitely mid.
And there's the tee pad getting the best of her. Over the hill with Allison. So there we can barely see Kat. Just peeking her head up over the hill. Giving it a nice bid.
Ooh, and just a little roll.
Just rolls up a little long.
Ooh, but that could go worse. There is a parking lot right there.
And that parking lot
That would be a
does
long
play
roll down
as
to the
out of
parking lot.
bounds.
Yeah.
That's what you
We
want.
got Allison
isn't it?
setting up for her putt.
No.
She's really doing a king of the castle putt here where she needs to be careful about going too long. Just like Kat.
Just putting with her judge. Just
That
leaves
was
a
a-
little bit short, but a safe putt.
You, me, you. How many times around do we do that?
And there you are, just kissing some chains, but not settling in the basket. Okay, and here she makes this putt, has the ability to take a birdie, take a disc from somebody's bag, being the only one. Oh, she chains out. So here we are, Kat with a long putt, coming back, just misses again. And there she is, taking a bogey, calling with a par.
Putting out a turn. It's casual.
There's the van, saving her par, and Allison tapping out.
Playing that smart. Getting it real close so she doesn't have to worry about
Bag.
the putt.
And here we have the
What
devastation
is
of
this? I'm gonna take
when
this.
everybody
What is it?
saves
Up.
this, takes
Am
the
I
same
allowed to tell her?
score. and you're the
PA4.
odd
Oh, that's
person out.
understable, I think. Hey, useful.
Enjoy.
So I think that was her PA4.
Here's Allison. Just like that.
I think that's her P model.
And last but not least,
Yeah.
the van taking her disc back. Kat
You get it
So
back.
happy.
Happy to help.
down to less discs. Just like that. Here we are on hole 6, 203 feet. With this one, you've got to worry about the hill, the flower beds around it, and the out of bounds just behind the basket by about 5 feet.
Yeah, that out of bounds is really close to the basket. So it makes it a very intimidating drive. But the hill helps with that, which is nice.
And that's what helps with this course. Having all these flower beds and pathways, we get to play them as OB, and it does make it difficult. It does help with adding a little bit degree of challenge to the course, especially in our roulette rounds.
I think that's Allison's reactor. Doing a little hyzer. Coming up a little bit right and short, but not too bad.
Checks up on the hill nicely for her. Leaves her with about a 15-footer. A van with the tried, trusty, and true. Flexes that out. Leaves herself with about a 15-footer up the hill. Here's Kat. After that, devastating, losing 3 discs on the last hole. Down to 3. She throws this one. And I think she was a little bit rattled coming into this hole, knowing that on the last one she lost 3, and she's got the least amount of discs in her bag, the most amount of pressure to try to stay in it.
So a few holes ago I took that one from Allison, so I'm throwing her own envy on this hole.
And that lands nicely for you.
Just wanted to test it out and see how it ran.
Now here's Kat. Forehand approach again. Lands that perfectly in the out of bounds.
Just so unlucky. She is a few feet away from the basket and it's out of bounds.
Van with a good run, catches the tree, but settles just in bounds. Allison just short hitting the cage.
The hill really got her on that one.
Taking your time, lining up that birdie putt. Training that one.
Alright. It's no joke in this wind. We're happy to make any distance of putts.
Allison dropping that one in. Making sure that she doesn't knock her head off the cage as she goes to grab it. Now here's Kat, making sure that she can take her out of bounds.
Pretty much.
Towards the basket.
And she didn't, you can see there, she didn't even get to take her full meter and it's that close to the basket.
Yep.
Just like you said, great obstacles on this course that make it very precise.
I'll take your drive. Yeah, let's get this out of the game.
So I think I took FX4 from Kat there, and she brought a driver with her, which like I think both of us didn't know the course very well, so that was kind of, you know, mistaken choices in what discs we brought. So got that one out of the game for her.
Here we are, hole 7, second shortest hole in the course. Good chance for everybody to try and get an ace run. There's a van.
Can't bend
Nice
the
jump
camera
putt approach. There's Kat now down to 2 discs.
It's a little bit of a decline on this, so it makes it a little bit shorter as well because you have that hill you're throwing off of. Just a slight incline you're on.
There's Kat with a good jump putt. Rolls up, checks up right underneath the basket. Colleen with a whopping 9 discs.
9. Throw my wizard here. Just a little jump putt. Or just putt. And
Gets
leave
that
it.
one right up under the basket. Nice roll for you to save you from the OB.
That was pretty lucky.
Nothing like saying oh no as soon as you let go.
And here's Allison.
Same kind of line as me. Rolls over as well. Not bad. We're all going to be pretty close there.
Although we were all still
Got this.
And a good putt from Evan.
Yeah, that's how
It's
Dylan and I
definitely
make this
going
car.
to
This course
guarantee
hard on
that this hole is
ourselves.
a push. No discs from the looks of it will be taken from anyone.
I think Kat's breathing a sigh of relief to have a break from that.
Well, I use 5 and drive to 2, so you're just going over the whole field.
Yeah, the safari opportunities are endless on this course.
Here you are, tapping in your 2.
Nice.
And last but not least, Kat. 2 lives left. Having some fun with it.
Really have to focus there.
Here we are, hole 8. This hole is 172 feet, 52 meters, and with a straight tee pad but a tricky tree in the middle of the fairway, and the hill gives you the illusion that the basket is closer to the OB than it actually is. And with the hill, it makes it actually a little bit hard to even see the basket off the tee. As you can see right now, you can barely see it due to the dead tree because of the time of year. Here's Kat lining up her shot.
And doing
Wide.
a big hyzer, but just not coming back.
That putter had no legs, just kept going straight.
And there's two kind of lines here where people are going up the left side or the right side. So like Evan's going up the left side, Kat did the big hyzer. And with that hill, it's hard to make the choice because when you land, you don't want to roll. You don't want to roll towards the path.
And there we can see Colleen throwing it long and actually hitting our cameraman, knowing that she's definitely out of bounds there on that one.
Definitely.
The optical illusion of the hole,
Yeah.
the downhill. Here's Allison pointing at it to make sure she knows that she's going to the right basket. A little bit of Annie on it, on the release.
Ooh, that
Checks
looked
up
great.
perfectly.
It's a beautiful line.
Van goes for the putt, rolls out of bounds, but it rolls back in just safe. Gives her the chance to still have the ability to snag a disc from someone. Colleen saving her par putt. Van saving her par putt.
We got some spectators chirping us in the background now, waiting for their round.
Here's Kat. Hopefully she makes this par putt. She can stay in it. There it is. And here's Allison. Solo birdie.
I need to get some discs
decide
back.
who she steals from.
I feel like
So,
there's
disc here. Trying to cut the winner out.
Taking her disc back.
She's like, give me
I've
that.
been going over you.
All right, Van,
Oh no, what
I
am
don't
I
think
gonna
she
throw
likes
now?
you get to take from Kat.
I like throwing.
Yeah, we were wondering what was
Kat.
going on there.
I get to take from you.
Because you took a 4 and she's got a
We are
3.
now coming into
Oh,
hole
you took a
9.
3? Yeah. Oh,
This is the other really ace.
okay. Sorry. You don't have much options.
On the tee pad, quickly, we're running out of time.
And then this one
wrong.
is
that's
just
right.
straight there, right?
That's 2. It's gonna be
Yeah, we're back to 9.
She's choosing which one of the two she's going to take. Kat's 2 discs.
I don't know.
She's like, oh, I'll take that putter. That putter rolls for me.
That's what I get.
Evil, evil.
Now you're
All right,
at
I'm
hole
up.
9.
Yep.
One of the 2 short holes in the course. This is another aceable hole if you can land that jump putt just right. If you don't, with the hill being on the slope, you can roll out of bounds right there on the pathway, parking lot, and the trees. You can see it's all out of bounds. Nice Andy putt hitting the
So
cage.
close.
Look at the plastic playback that we've got here on Colleen's drive. It's coming in just a little bit higher, and you would have had that one.
That was
That would have been
awesome.
the first ace on Canadian Disc Golf Productions coverage.
Oh, that would have been great. Well, I'm glad to hit metal. That was exciting. Hopefully we see some more metal hits here. Again, those hooligans
Where'd that come from?
throwing discs. Doesn't phase Allison. She's right up there.
Checks out. That's the boys, the pro card waiting, because they are going to be doing their roulette round right after this one. Now here's the van. Lining up for approach. And the wind, you can see, just ate that one up. Immediately out of her hand.
Yeah, and I think she was happy. She was happy she at least didn't go out of bounds, because that's the. We're always fearing we're going too long. Oh.
And that one bounces off another disc, rolls up, but actually rolls back in bounds for Kat.
Man,
So
how
she can stay in it.
how cool to see the coverage of what actually happens, because you never know why it skips or why it does that.
In a van with a long putt, taking herself out of bounds. Here's Kat with her comeback. Just over the basket. Here's a van. Taking her 1 meter. Smashing that putt.
Great putt.
Allison with the easy tap in. And Kat. Airballs that one. With that slope, made it even longer putt for the comeback.
Yeah, and then she was going into a headwind there, so that was really, really tough.
So knowing that she's finally out of it,
Making
she's
progress.
having fun with it.
Forward, yeah, she's laughing her way out.
Yeah. Most fun. That's how you have the most fun. Yeah.
Here are tapping yours out.
Alright, so here's a sign for our
Which one will it be?
Alright,
Bag,
let me
making
look
sure
around
that
in
she's
here.
got the
Oh,
one.
yeah, this one. M4. Yeah.
That means
gonna
Kat
be
is
Yo.
Kat is our
Roll
first
tap.
player eliminated in Roulette Rounds, but you will see her
I can
again
throw my mini still?
in the near future. Allison
You?
taking her disc
I
back
knew that
from
was
Van.
gonna happen.
Alright, ladies,
Is one of
before
our
we go,
two social media people here at Canadian Disc Golf Productions. She does a whole bunch of posting and outreach and always positive with all the coverage that she does. So she's one of the two people that's got a second life, and we will see her in another video coming down the road in the Roulette Rounds adventures. Back onto hole 10, replaying the track again. As we know, it is hole 1, 203 feet, nice wide open, no out of bounds. To put it near the basket, put the pressure on the other players. Here's Allison on the tee. Now with coming into the back 9, we cut the players' bags in half so that no player had a real distinct advantage over the other. And so everyone is level with 5, 4, and 4 coming into the back 9. Here's a Van throwing that trusty Origin, which no one's taken from her yet.
No,
She's
surprisingly.
She has thrown that disc on almost every hole, and it has stayed in bounds for her every time, as you can see just on that one, right on the OB line. And here you are this time,
Learn from my mistake, throwing a standstill.
keeping it in bounds this time, a little bit lower, and a lot closer to the basket. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Van taking her up shot, putting the pressure on you guys, making sure that to make those putts, or else no one's losing a disc.
Very close. She's always really close on those ones.
There you are, taking that bird, putting the pressure on Allison to make another one. You guys can thin out Van's bag. And there it is.
Very nice. Any Van making the putt. Just for posterity, you know. Always feels good to finish out the hole. It's weird when you pick it up and walk away.
And there you go.
I think I took her Truth, which is my blue disc in my bag, so.
And now she's looking at her putting putters and going, you brought two of the same, did ya? Which one's different? And in the end, she ends up taking one of Van's putting putters, which happens to be a wizard.
Yeah, which then I was like, oh, you have wizards, I forgot. And I was like, I should have taken one of her wizards, because that's what I putt with.
Here we are, hole 2, 189 feet, pathway to the right, OB, parking lot to the left. These flower beds right behind the basket, making it pretty difficult. You gotta be pretty accurate with your drive. And the bush forest behind the basket. Here's a Van, 2 discs left, driving with that wizard. Gets on it a little bit too much, a little bit long, but keeps it safe.
That's awesome. Oh, he's playing for the kids. Oh my gosh, this is so cute.
Here you are, once again, learn from the mistakes, stand still. Nice drive. Putter goes right up, kisses off the bush, lands on the hill. Safe, in bounds.
A little scary with those bushes there. Just
Here's
hoping you don't
Allison
hit it.
with that disc that she just got back a few holes ago. Bleeds out a little bit to the left, but safe.
A little bit better than the first round. She's much closer than she was.
Allison, or Evan there with a nice long putt, giving it a go. Here's Colleen with the bush in between the basket and herself. Just touches a branch, but no problem. Putting Pressure on Allison here to make this putt. Over the bush and in.
Very nice.
So once again, 2 holes in a row where Evan's losing 2 discs.
And it's quick in this, you know, just making 1-hole mistakes, and then it's like devastating to how many discs you have.
One chink in the armor can change everything.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Thanks, Dan.
Colleen looking at her bag.
This is a
I'm gonna
wizard,
go.
right?
I'm gonna take this wizard. Thank you very much.
That was great playing.
And then
Hold on,
I'll
Evan.
say, where
Oh,
you
one
going?
more.
Not so fast, young lady. I'm gonna take this last one. That's the last one for Evan.
It was nice while it lasted.
We're on to the final 2.
I want to play more disc.
All right, so for these last 6
Alright,
holes,
heads
we're gonna have you
match
2
for
go
the
heads
last
up.
Few holes to see who can tally up the most amount of discs before the end of the round. Here's hole 3, 173 feet. Few pine trees right off the tee. Gonna make you choose to either go with a nice wide hyzer line or go with the inside flip up.
Sorry.
Here's Colleen.
Sticking with the inside line
Trusty turnover with putter.
and
Puts
throwing
a
it
little
right
bit
into
of
the
a
ground.
little bit of a worm burner. Giving Allison a
so
chance to
that
take a
everything
disc
permitted.
and take a lead in the roulette round.
Yeah, she had a great drive on this the first round, so expecting the same. And just beautiful.
And there she is with that trusty blue envy. And puts it right by the basket, putting the pressure on Colleen to make the putt. Dum dum dum.
Oh,
Big
that was
big
a
putt.
good try.
Oh, that was a nice run. Here's Allison. And
Oh.
just hits the top band, hits the bottom, spit out. And you can tell she knew that was a chance for her to take the lead.
It's just a game of inches, right? Like that was 1 inch down, and she wouldn't have hit those chains so high, and it wouldn't have bounced off those loops. So close. Got very lucky there. Definitely going to take
Here
advantage
we
of that
are
luck.
on hole 13, 193 feet, par 3, 58 meters. We've got all the OB on the right side of the pathway, all these flower beds on the left. Hole 4, a little bit hard to see off the tee, but since it's our second time around the course, all the players know where the basket is.
We're hoping to correct our mistakes from the first round.
Yep.
Allison had a bit of a yank to the right, so she's looking to go right at that camera guy.
Here she is. A little bit wide again. Looks like she turns it over again and goes a little bit long this time.
No,
Oh.
a lot of distance too. Some good power on that.
Colleen, looks like you're throwing that slammer again. And the wind, it looks like it got to you as well.
It did.
And now we're going to have both of you teeing off about 10 feet in front of the tee pad. There you can see Allison laying down her mini. That way it'll help with her footing. Figure out the best placement to release that envy once again, because it looks like that's what she's throwing. Tried, trusted into true. Probably a big staple in her bag throughout the season. Nice release. She puts that right up by the basket.
Nice and reliable. And I'm going, it sounds good. I'll throw the same thing.
Pretty much identical shot.
Just barely in bounds there. That was cutting it close.
And Allison taking tap and bogey. Oh, Colleen being nice and picking up the disc that she threw long. Out of bounds on her first tee shot. Here you are, setting up, taking your meter in, tapping in that bogey. This hole is going to be a push for our 2 players. Come
Yeah,
on.
and we've been shot for shot with a lot of these holes, so that's kind of to be expected. It's like, who's going to make the first mistake?
Well, at this point, knowing that both of you are moving on to the next round, you two decided to keep playing for bragging rights, see who can collect more discs by the end of the round. Here we are, hole 14, 216 feet. All the OB on the right side of the pathway. All the fence on the left side. Flower beds down by the green, down on the other side of the hill. Here we are, Colleen throwing a nice turnover backhand, letting that thing work a little bit, chasing the basket, kicks off the chains again for our second ever plastic playback in Canadian Disc Golf Productions history. And let's take a look.
It's just a little wobble on that, keeps it a little straight. That was going right at the basket.
And there you go, you can see it just kick off the cage, kiss the chains. Luckily, it didn't roll down the hill too far, leaving yourself with a nice 5-7 foot comeback there.
Not too bad.
Congratulations on being the first and second plastic playback on Canadian Disc Golf Productions coverage.
So exciting. Hope you guys appreciate that at home and enjoy and like, subscribe, tell your friends, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram.
Allison with a big hyzer rolling right down and almost going out of bounds there.
We're just keeping it exciting for all you at home. That was a nice throw, just a little long. Can she get it?
Big putt.
Ooh, what a run. Good. That was a great run with a lot of control on her distance, which is nice.
And there you are, tapping in that birdie after chaining out that first ace there, or running that ace, I should say.
I'm just happy I didn't get punished for an ace run, because that's usually a bad shot is a good ace, right?
Taking that envy.
Blowing by if you miss.
Going through,
Yeah,
figuring out what you want to take.
Taking the envy back.
Trying to take out her best disc, or favorite disc, I should say, in her bag. Hopefully putting a chink in the armor there. Here we are, hole 15, 203 feet. This one, it's got OB right behind the basket, about 5 feet. It's got all those flower beds, one literally right behind the basket, not even a foot away. To put some challenge into it. Add a little bit of spiciness to this one. There you are, you can see it looking back at the tee pad. We've got Allison, on the tee.
And we both leaked a little left. Me more so than Allison the last round, so we're hoping to keep it straighter. Go for those ace runs.
This one just fading out on her again. Having some fun, throwing somebody else's disc on this hole.
Definitely trying out new plastic.
Seeing if you should add one of these to the bag, are you?
I think so. I have the glow plastic, and I think that's Axiom? I don't know. Whatever the other MVP plastic is. But definitely a nice change.
Here she is with her putt. Getting close to the OB, but playing safe. Landing safe. Colleen lining up her birdie putt. Just a little low. Doesn't roll away. Stays safe. And we'll have another push coming into this hole. And there you can see the two of them talking about the wind, the weather.
The trick of those uphill putts. We both did the same thing on that hole. Her the first time and me the second time, where we're putting uphill and just leave it a little low.
Here we are, hole 16, 104 feet. Probably one of the smallest holes in the province. 31 meters. Gives everyone a chance to come to Milton and get their first ace.
Yeah, we were talking about this right before we threw right here, and just how much we wanted that ace.
Elevated tee pad gives you a chance to let the disc glide, give yourself a little bit more hang time. And as you can see, there you are, just checking up just in front of the hole, putting the pressure on Allison.
Yeah, just didn't give it enough.
Either put it in or put it closer. There you can see Allison.
Somewhere a little farther away.
Still inside the circle. Just a little bit wide. There you can see.
A little sad about that miss. And she cleans it up nicely.
Yourself a nice easy one. Using the same disc that you drove with the putt with.
Wizard's very versatile.
And we can see
Harp.
Colleen going after the harp.
This is
One
like
of
the
Allison's
same
very
too.
own
What?
dyed discs. Here we are, hole 17. The tricky basket with the tree in the hill. The ladies coming in the first time, you went long, out of bounds.
Yeah, I believe Allison was pretty parked. Me and Kat both went OB. So I'm hoping to maybe just not go OB. Just to at least give myself a chance here.
Allison lining up, knowing that it's a tricky tee.
I think this is her fierce, so I think she's going for like a turnover kind of thing.
Gets a little bit of turn out of it, nose down into the ground.
I think that would have been really nice if it was a bit higher. She just probably chickened out because of the path. We're all getting scared of that OB and the wind pushing it.
Threw this one a little bit high, turn over, stalled out a little bit closer to the basket than Allison, put the pressure on her to make the putt. And you can see she goes for it, puts it right by the basket, leaving the pressure on you if you don't make the putt.
Yeah.
You go B, she'll be able to take one back.
It was well played.
And there you are, just doinking it off the back cage.
I think we're both pretty happy we didn't roll on either of those. Because it just takes the wrong kind of flip to put you on edge.
Here we are coming into hole 18. Same distance as hole 7, 104 feet. Just designed a little bit differently, not as much as an elevation, more straight at it. You go along, you're going to be running into the pathway, parking lot potentially on the fade out.
Yep.
Here you are, 9 discs coming into the last hole.
With this tried and true Wizard, hopefully hitting the chains this time.
Jump putting it, taking it. Ooh, lucky enough just to check up.
I think the grass stopped that. That was very lucky. Again, very cool to see what happens when you watch the footage, because sometimes you're like, how did I end up there?
There's Allison.
Very nice. That's pretty much the same spot I think she was the first time.
Yep. In a spot where she knows she can make the putt.
Yeah, nice putt.
And there it is. So for our last hole, if you make this one, checking it up to being a push. So that means at the end of our first ever roulette round, Colleen will finish with 9, Allison will finish with 4, and there you can see the girls displaying their stacks. Moving on to the next round of the Roulette Rounds with Canadian Disc Golf Productions. My name is Wally. I'm here with Colleen. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you for coming out, everyone. Check out the rest of the coverage that's going to be following. It's all very exciting, and thank you so much to Canadian Disc Golf Productions.
Don't forget to look us up on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.